Yo, brother, it's time for us to start talking the real, man. We've been sugarcoating too much. We've got to start calling everything out for what it is.
Hi guys, it's the day after the Intro to Speed ride with Extreme Bowl Rocket. I took it there to get some opinions from all the racers who are participating in that practice event. At least in Southern California, held I think just about every week. And there were a couple falls, one worse than the other with the wheel, and they both had to do with the angle cutoff. Meaning when you tilt the wheel at an angle, particularly happens when you're doing highly banked turns, the wheel can turn off. So one of the things if you're concerned about that kind of thing, one of the first things you do is you adjust that angle on your Extreme Bow or Begode wheels. Well, they have two settings associated with that, which is rather confusing. And if you don't change them both, you can get an angle cutoff. The first one in their app is called left-right tilt angle. And from the factory, it's 40, maybe 40, could be even 35 degrees. But we usually change that to about 55 degrees. That seems to be a good angle. But there's another setting that they introduced a while back, or actually originally I think they only had low, medium, high, and then they added this another adjustment where you could set the angle, be more specific. And the two combined, there's a subtle bug that they really should work out, but the key is the maximum allowed tilt angle, which is a low, medium, and high setting, and it defaults to low. You need to change that to high. If you leave it at low, no matter what you change that other setting to, which currently is 55 degrees, the wheel can still cut off on you, in particular banking turns. So we learned that the hard way last night. So there were two falls. One was just a super low speed. I'm not even sure the wheel was moving forward. He was just going back and forth, and it turned off. But the second one, Max was being chased by Roger, and they were going around a corner, and hopefully I'm posting the video here of that, and the wheel tumbled. And I thought I would show you what happened to the wheel, what damage occurred. There is a little scratch on the trolley handle. Other than that, trolley handle is still good, working fine. This front handle is now a little loose, so I will see if I can tighten that up right now. All right, this front handle is held on with 4 millimeter bolts. Yes, this is loose. One of them's loose. Second one is loose. It's a little bit loose and loose. Okay, we're good for that. Next item is, this got all floppy. I'm gonna you're gonna need a short Allen wrench to be able to get that in there. Tighten that up. Okay, so that's stiff enough now, I think. You can see one of the lights is out, and I've already taken a look inside. And I do want to mention that the Extreme Bow is using the same connectors that Extreme Bow is using for their external lights, which I think is fantastic. No more wires that go directly from here into the control board area and soldered, or to the control board. So you can disconnect the front lights, and there's a separate connector for the 4 lights in the back of the wheel also. So I think that's cool. Now the connector for the front lights comes in at the top, and then all these lights run off that connector, and this light is connected to this light on the inside. And so the problem with this light is not a cable, at least any kind of a cable that I have access to. Because if it was a cable related issue, then this LED would be off. So it looks like the impact broke something inside this LED. I'll talk to Liam. I don't know if he wants to see if he can get a part. Might be worthwhile to find out what's involved if these break, because these are part of the battery pack. So I don't know what would be involved in replacing this, but maybe we'll find out. The right pedal got a little bit of scratch here and here. Otherwise, looks pretty good. The left pedal got much more abuse on the edges here, which kind of makes sense since Max was making a left turn, but this is all scratched up. Alright guys, well that's the extent of the damage. Cosmetically, the pedals are worse, but to be honest, if you look at any racer's pedals, they're all scraped to hell on the edges. So that's liable to happen. All of our pedals, they get scraped up. Okay, so I think the worst for the wear is definitely the LED, and if I happen to get a replacement part, of course I'll film that process. We can see what would be involved, but it should be pretty easy actually, since there's a connector, so you don't even have to open up this inside to change the lights, which you typically would have to do in the past. All right, well I thought you'd be interested in seeing how the Rocket is handling a little bit of abuse, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, safe riding.